Okay, I promised. I'm here on Friday to answer your questions. I got an interesting one. It was, I'm told not to express my emotions at work. And my first question is, who told you that? But I do understand the question. And I'm likening emotions to feminine energy, and the emotions that go unacknowledged or unexpressed, it's like having a time bomb that you're sticking away in a closet. If it's not acknowledged and not expressed, you don't know when it's going to go off, or if it is, or how long you have until it does. So this is the thing. I'm going to digress a couple of minutes here, and then I'm going to bring us back. So I went to business school, and in business school they taught us a little about organizational behavior, but mostly it was about systems like break-even points and the basics of accounting. And not once did they really teach us about how to handle ourselves. So I see a lot of information online about, I want to wear something that makes me stand out at work and things like that. I know through trial and error and my own corporate experience as well as in private business, it's important to know the culture that you're in. And the culture that you're in may dictate the way that you need to dress. And that's simply so that people will pay more attention to who you are and what you're saying than what you're wearing. Because you can distract to a purpose, but you can also distract for attention. It's two very different things. So that, I digress about that a second. Let me bring it back to masculine and feminine energies and expressing of that feminine side of you, that emotional piece, that when it is acknowledged can offer you information about the direction to take. And often when you acknowledge that side of you, the direction that you take is more grounded. The experience is with your feet firmly on the ground, going solidly in the direction that you have come to, instead of that you are prescribed or that you feel like you should or ought to do. Let me explain that. I'm going to use another story to illustrate this. I had a friend who was a coach and was in the same coaching program that I was in. And she was, let's say she had a lot of potential and she knew she was having some trouble. But she was telling people to get off it too soon, really. I mean, not that it's too soon. I'm second guessing myself here. Let me just say this. There were steps that she was skipping in her coaching of others, that had she not skipped those steps, and it had to do with the emotional piece and the feminine side of things, I believe she would have still been coaching those people. As it was, she was not. She went on to understand this principle and expressed it. That was my experience, that once you have a feeling or an emotion, you often are not in a position to go after some time alone. If you're up in front of a room and you're coaching, or you're in a situation where you're in a room full of people, it's not often that you can just go off into a corner and scream it out, cry it out, stomp it out. But you do want to acknowledge that time bomb. So in acknowledging that time bomb, it's more like, let's put it on the shelf for a second, but go back to it. And then go back to it. Make sure you take 30 seconds. Now, 30 seconds sounds like it's an instant, but it isn't. 30 seconds is a long time if you're screaming it out, shouting it out, getting the emotion out. It'll dissipate really fast. There is a bottom to sadness. There's a bottom to the anger. So, acknowledging that in a safe place for you. And then taking what you learned from it. For example, if it's jealousy, jealousy is a map. So I'm going to be coming to you next week from Barcelona. Some of you are going to be jealous of that. But that indicates where you want to go. All that does is indicate where you want to go, because it's certainly not going to affect me, right? I'm here to show you that you can create your business and your life from who you are individually, what you want, how you want to create that. Now, does that mean ignoring everybody else and screaming it out, crying it out, looking absolutely crazy in front of everyone? No, that is feminine energy out of balance. But masculine energy out of balance is where you shove that in the closet and don't acknowledge it, and then all of a sudden, kaboom, it comes out of nowhere. And you don't even know when it was back in that closet. So today, the answer really is balance that feminine and masculine energy. It doesn't mean be balanced all the time. It means take time for each. Because left unacknowledged, it can wreak havoc in ways you don't expect. So listen, I'll see you next week. Please do come join me at Calendly, https://Calendly, calendly.com/bullseye coach. That's one word, bullseye coach. And schedule some time with me. Take 30 minutes. Let's have a coaching experience. Other than that, go to the website, betsyjordan.com. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.